Hello, everyone. This is Independent Conservative. Thank you all for joining me once again. So I want to continue my discussion on the situation in Minneapolis with the ICE agents because apparently, according to this article that I'm going to read to you guys, there has been an increase of attacks against ICE agents in Minneapolis. This is starting to grow in numbers, and the provocation of this is pretty clear. Okay, after the death of the young lady, there has been an increase against ICE agents, and so what I'm going to do, I'm going to read a significant portion of this article to you guys because there's some information in this article, as you can see here. Well, can you see it? No, you can't, but it's real. Okay, there's a significant amount of information in this article that I've read that I really want you guys to hear for yourselves, so that you will know what exactly is taking place here. But let's get right into this. So federal agents operating in the Twin Cities have been assaulted nearly 24 times in less than a week. Border Patrol Operations Commander Gregory Bovina told Breitbart, Texas, describing a rapid escalation of violence that included shoving, punching, throwing objects, fireworks, and even an unknown chemical spray from a fire extinguisher. And that's particularly disturbing, okay? It says, in an exclusive interview on Monday, Chief Bovino said the number of physical assaults against Border Patrol and U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents is on the rise in Minneapolis. In just the last 4 days, agents have been assaulted nearly, get this, 25 times, okay? Bovino says, the assaults are becoming more frequent, are dangerous acts that seem to be deliberate attempts to provoke agents into using force and to stop them from enforcing immigration laws altogether. And that's a particularly disturbing statement, because what that is obviously suggesting is that somebody behind the scenes is pushing these assaults, rather, supplying whatever weapons need to be supplied and trying to keep these agents from arresting people who shouldn't be here, criminals who should not be here, or people shouldn't be here. I mean, you here illegally. The fact that you're here illegally makes you a criminal. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at the people who created the laws. Okay? It is what it is. But that is a disturbing suggestion. That is a disturbing statement, because it does suggest in a roundabout way that someone's behind the scenes provoking this type of activity. Okay. The Chief Bonneville, a 30-year veteran of the Border Patrol, told Breitbart, Texas, that some of the assaults have come dangerously close to eliciting a serious use of force response from its agents. See, you hear what I just read? Is it possible that these people are trying to get them to use serious threats of force or serious use of force in order to say, hey, there you go, look at those agents, look at those ICE agents. They're overly aggressive. They're this, they're that. All in trying to protect people who shouldn't be here. But let's go on. One agitator used a metal fire extinguisher to spray an unknown substance on one of our agents, the commander stated. After examination, we believe the liquid may have been watered down paint, but at the time, the agent had no idea whether the substance was a dangerous chemical like acid or another terrible caustic fluid. The chief Border Patrol agent, currently on the ground with his agents in Minneapolis, says the agent responded to the situation with extreme professionalism and restraint and added, quote, the suspect was wearing metal ice spikes on his shoes for traction and thought he would escape after the assault. He was sadly mistaken. Bovino himself appeared to become the target of an assault as a woman resisted arrest and then grabbed and pushed the chief during a confrontation last week. Who are these people? Who are these people, man? Nothing justifies this. Nothing justifies this, man. But then again, I'm going to get a little more into my commentary on the mixed bag of what I believe personally is going on here. The increase in assaults comes after a shooting incident last week where an ICE officer shot and killed a motorist who used her vehicle to block a roadway in Minneapolis in what appears to be in an effort to impede the agents from carrying out an arrest. The officer, who had been previously injured after being dragged by another vehicle, fired his weapon. Now think about this now. This is what it says. The officer, who had been previously injured after being dragged by another vehicle, So apparently, according to this article, this agent was already previously dragged by another vehicle. So let me read it again. The officer who had been previously injured after being dragged by another vehicle fired his weapon after the woman failed to heed instructions to step out of the vehicle and instead drove her vehicle at the officer. The man was already previously injured by someone else doing the same thing, according to this article. Bobineau echoed the message of Trump administration officials who have promised that anyone attempting to harm federal agents engaged in law enforcement activities will be arrested and prosecuted. Quote, "We are not going to let our officers be attacked in an aggressive manner and sit idly by. In addition to the most important mission of enforcing Title VIII immigration laws, we will also arrest those who attack and assault our agents. You will go to jail." So I'm going to read something else here. I think this is something else that's very important that we understand too. Bobineau told I hope I'm pronouncing this man's name right. Bobineau told Breitbart, Texas, the agitators who are using their vehicle to impede or restrict the mobility of Border Patrol and ICE agents or are engaged in the physical assaults appear to be well-organized protesters who are ill-informed and misled about the dangers of breaking federal laws that prohibit such activities. This is how people get unalived. Anyway, quote, "Some of these folks are being trained by, quote, fly-by-night attorneys," end quote, or activist groups like Minnesota ICE Watch that appears to be using the protesters as cannon fodder, knowing that many will dangerously overstep legal boundaries to draw agents to a use of force situation, Bobineau said. The chief added, "They don't care about these people or what happens to them so long as it forwards their ideology." Yep, absolutely. And their ideology is chaos so they can bring about communism. That's their ideology. Sick bastards. I said it, and I say it again, sick bastards, and I'm not repenting. These are nasty, evil people. They're nasty. You don't care nothing about these protesters. You pay them whatever you want to pay them, and you know they can get hurt. You know they can get unalived, but they don't give a flip. That's all I'm going to read right there. You get the gist of that. But yeah, I wanted to read you a significant portion of it because I want you guys to understand what's at stake. Clearly, this is an increase in assault against these ICE agents. Let me tell you what up front. There's no excuse for it. None at all. Okay. The ICE agent was justified in what he did, unfortunate as it was. But let me tell you something else. As the article said, and as I suspected, many of these agitators are paid and trained to do what they do. But also, as the chief said, many of these agitators and these trained people are ill-informed of the consequences of their actions. Apparently, the people, the communist organizers in the background, didn't tell any of these paid agitators and trained agitators that there is a possibility that you can get unalived by these ICE agents, just like that young lady got unalived, unfortunately. Doing stupid stuff like this can get you unalived. And let me tell you this. If their objective is to stop ICE agents from doing their job, it ain't going to happen. That is a dumb objective. They're not going to acquiesce to what y'all want. No American's going to acquiesce to what the communists want. Not with violence. You can deceive people, you can trick people and lie to people like you've done in New York. With what's his name? He lied to you guys and brought in the Trojan horse, and now you elected him. Okay, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. We'll see how that works. But with violence, no. You are not going to hire and train and have these individuals out here trying to assault these ICE officers, and then ICE officers say, "Oh my God, we better stop doing this," because what they really want is to keep the ICE officers from arresting these illegal aliens in our country and all this type of stuff, and not only illegal aliens but criminals. They want to keep these people protected, and if that's the objective, which it is, of these the communist puppet masters in the background using the agitators to do this, ICE agents are not going to acquiesce to that. So if that's their objective, that's a dumb, stupid, ignorant objective. It's not going to work. They're going to continue to press forward. And I implore them to continue to press forward in the name of Jesus Christ. I implore them to. Because these communists in the back are full of the devil. They satanic and demon possessed. And they're going to get more people. More people are going to get unalived or seriously hurt, impeding the work and actions of these ICE agents and these law enforcement agents. They're doing their job. Stop it. You're putting yourself in danger. It ain't worth it. Whatever amount of money that these communist puppet masters are paying these people, it can't be that much. What, $20, $25? You willing to put your life on the line for something like that? You're about the dumbest person in the world. I'm going to put my life on the line because I'm part of some kind of great cause. I'm going to put my life on the line for 20, 25, 30, even $30. I'm going to put my life on the line. Really? Do you really believe that you are part of a great cause? You are being deceived. This process that the communist puppet masters have been doing this for decades. It ain't new, boo-boo. It was happening in Russia, mother Russia. It happened in China, Cuba. That's how they do. When are people going to wake up and really realize what this is all about? It's a Marxist infiltration to utterly cause chaos to the point where we all at each other's throat and that there's violence to the utmost. And then all of a sudden, the people that orchestrated this chaos comes in and creates order. It's bullcrap, man. It's a Trojan horse, and people all over this country better wake up and recognize what's going on. Stop letting the mainstream media, which supports these communist agitators and supports the communists in the background, stop letting them trick you and put this crap in your head. It's a lie, man. I'm telling you, it's a lie. It is what is destroying. It's one of the things that is destroying this country. I'm telling you, man. People can argue with me all day. I've been studying this for decades, and people know I talk about it. I talk about it because it's serious, bro. It's serious. And thank God it hasn't got as bad as I hope that it may get. And I'm hoping it don't get that way. Where there's really, really chaos in the streets. Almost like the French Revolution. Is that what you want? Is that what people want? The French Revolution in America? It won't be the French Revolution because the French Revolution preceded communism. Karl Marx, the founder of communism, admired the French revolutionists. But I ain't going to go into that. That's another story in himself. And actually, he built the template of communism off of the French Revolution. But anyway, I digress. Is that what people want? Do they want that kind of stuff here in America? Do these agitators understand that they are useful idiots? That's what Lenin said. I didn't say it. I'm just quoting what he said. Lenin said these people are useful idiots. These idealistic people who think that they are part of some great movement and they really want to bring good into the world and they're sincere. But the communist puppet masters in the background are using them. They're useful idiots. They're idiots in the sense that they have no knowledge of what the bigger picture is, but they're useful because in the blindness of their idealistic mentality, they think they're doing something good. This is exactly what a lot of these agitators who are being paid and trained to assault these ICE agents are thinking. And they're being used. I'm telling you, they're being used, man. And to end this video on this, somebody else gonna get unalived. Somebody else gonna get unalived because these ICE agents ain't going to keep letting these people do what they do. It's not going to happen because they're putting their lives in danger. You don't know what these people are doing. You don't know what these agitators try to do. Study the history of communism. Study the history of the agitators in places like China and Russia and what these agitators and a lot of these people did. Some of them would take people's lives, man. I'm telling you, it's very, very, very brutal. The foot soldiers of the communists in the background of the past were extremely evil, extremely violent. I'm not going to name it here. I'm not going to talk about it here. But this is where we're coming in America. This is where we're getting at. But what's going to happen, because we still have freedom of religion, freedom of speech, and freedom to defend ourselves, these ICE agents are going to be like, you know what? Somebody going to get smoked. I'm telling you. Enough is enough, people. You agitators out there, wake up. You're useful idiots. You're being used. You're not a part of a great cause. You are a part of your own demise and destruction, and you don't even know it. It is what it is. What do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. God bless you all. See you again.